In 16-9, the questions are, what is the effect of the errors on 2018 net income? What is the effect on the 2019 net income? And the effect on your retained earnings? Because for error correction class, again, it's very important that you know how to spot the errors class. Okay, if you do not know how to spot the errors again, you will not be able to know what needs to be corrected. But the problem here, class, again, is if for you to know or spot the errors, class, you must know what is also correct. And most of the things that you will be tested here would be will be regarding things that are discussed in all your previous subjects. But of course, there are some problems that will already tell you that these are the errors, so on and so forth. So let's see what happened in this problem. Glory Company reported the following errors. For 2018, ending inventory is understated by 200, and then depreciation is 50,000 understated. So I'll just tell you the how to solve this one, class. I hope you'll be able to figure out how to analyze these items. My advice for you for this topic, class, is to always and regularly talk to yourself as you try to solve the problem. So for example, ending inventory, important requirement here is that you know how to solve for cost of goods sold. And again, how do we solve for cost of goods sold? You begin with your beginning inventory. You add your net purchases. And by adding those two, you would get your TIGAS, which stands for your total goods available for sale. Then you deduct your ending inventory from your TIGAS. You would get your cost of goods sold. So what then is the effect of your ending inventory in your cost of goods sold? Ending inventory is supposed to be deducted from your TIGAS. If the amount that you're supposed to deduct from your TIGAS to get your cost of goods sold is understated, the amount deducted is understated. So that means the result would be overstated. Your cost of goods sold would be overstated. And what is the relationship of your cost of goods sold and your net income, class? Inverse. If cost of goods sold is, what did we say was our cost of goods? Ending inventory is under, so cost of goods sold is overstated. So that means net income would be understated. And how do you correct an understatement, class? Add by increasing it equivalent to the amount of understatement. So for 2018, you're supposed to increase your net income by 200,000. Okay. Because it was understated by 200. Next, depreciation expense is also understated by 50,000. Okay, and you must understand the connection between your expenses and your income. So if your depreciation expense is understated, that means your total expenses is also understated. And if your total expenses is understated, that means your net income would be overstated. Okay, and how do you correct an overstatement, class? By deducting 50,000. So from the ending inventory, it is understated by 200. From the understated depreciation expense, your net income is overstated. Okay, if these are the only things affecting your 2018 net income, then you would already be able to solve for your answer. But of course, as prudent students, you should go over the entirety of the problem. So what else do we have here? An insurance premium of 150,000 was prepaid in 2018 to cover 2018, 19, and 20. The entire amount was charged to expense. So was it correct to recognize the entire 150,000 as an expense in 2018? The answer is no. What amount should have been recognized as an expense in 2018? Only 50. But how much did you recognize? 150. So that means the expenses you have recognized is overstated by 100 lang. Overstated by 100,000. Okay? So that means, what was overstated, class? Is it the income already? Expenses is overstated by 100. Because how much did you recognize as an expense? 150. How much should have been recognized? 50 only. So expenses for in 2018 was overstated by 100, and as a result, your net income is understated. And how do you correct an understatement? By adding. Okay. But since we are not asked for the adjusted income class or the corrected income, we need not determine how to make the corrections. What we need here is to determine the effect lang. So going back, what's the effect of the understatement in your ending inventory? Net income is understated as well. What's the effect of an understatement in your expenses? Net income is overstated. What's the effect of overstatement in your insurance expense? Net income would be understated. So 200 understatement plus 100, 200 understatement in net income, and then 100,000 understatement due to your insurance expense. So total understatement is 300. But offset it with the overstatement from the understated depreciation expense of 50, the net effect would be how much, class? 250,000 understated. And many students would find this topic difficult, class, kay if you commit one mistake in the analysis class, more often than not, your wrong answer will be among the choices. So if you ever commit an error in this topic class, pray that your wrong answer is not among the choices. Or alternatively, class, double check your answer, class. Review your answer. And my advice is, for these kind of topics, do not review it immediately after answering it, class. You go back to it so that you will have fresh eyes to look at the problem. I always advocate for students to have confidence as they answer the problems, class. But for this kind of topic, class, it's counterproductive for you to be overconfident. Okay, find time to review these kind of problems. Okay, it's just a matter of you tracing the errors, class. Let's proceed to the next question. What is the effect of the errors on 2019? So focus in 2019. What happened in 2019? Ending inventory is again misstated, but this time, the misstatement is an overstatement. So what happens? If ending inventory is overstatement, what does that mean? The amount you deducted from your tigas is overstated. So the amount that you would get for your cost of goods sold would be understated. So your cost of goods sold is understated. That means your net income would be overstated. Okay? So the 300,000 results in an overstatement of your net income. And this is where students would try to memorize already, class. But again, I want you to get used with analyzing it first, class. But some students would try to remember the relationship between ending inventory and net income is direct. If ending inventory is overstated, the net income would also be overstated. Okay? Then the opposite is true for your beginning inventory, which we will discuss next. Here, class, if you look at the table, it appears that there is only one adjustment for your 2019 net income. And that is what students who did not practice, class, would think. But again, I want you to always remember, class, the ending inventory in 2018, the ending inventory in the previous year, will serve as the beginning inventory in 2019. So if the ending inventory in 2018 is misstated, that means the beginning inventory in 2019 is also misstated. Do you follow, class? Okay. But again, you will now have to analyze. Even though the problem did not expressly state it, you're expected to know that the 2019 beginning inventory is understated by 200. Where did we get that one, class? That is the understatement in the ending inventory in 2018. So again, aside from the ending inventory in 2019 being overstated by 300, at the same time, the beginning inventory is also understated. But please do not think that the analysis will be the same, because in your computation of your cost of goods sold, the place for your ending inventory is not the same place for your beginning inventory. So we go back. How do we solve for cost of goods sold? Beginning inventory plus net purchases will give you your tigas minus ending will give you your cost of goods sold. So here, our beginning inventory is understated. So what does that mean? If our beginning inventory is understated, that means our tigas is understated. If our tigas is understated, that means our cost of goods sold would also be understated. If cost of goods sold is understated, what is the effect? Net income would be overstated. So aside from overstated by 300 due to the error in the ending inventory, there will be another overstatement class, overstatement due to the error in your beginning inventory. Was it overstated, class? Tigas is under, cost of goods sold is under, so net income must be over. And this is the second thing students would try to memorize. The relationship between beginning inventory and net income are inverse. So if the beginning inventory is understated, that means net income would be overstated. So if we try to summarize these two things, what's the relationship between ending inventory and net income, class? Direct. If ending inventory is overstated, net income would also be overstated. For your beginning inventory, inverse. If beginning inventory is understated, then net income would be overstated. But class, as you try to answer more problems, do not use those memorized rules yet. Analyze them, class, please. Okay, and then you would say, oh, perhaps those are the only two things that would be the needed adjustments for 2019. The answer is wrong. Even from the insurance expense class, you're expected to know, you're expected to figure out that there is another adjustment here. What do I mean? What happened again for the insurance class? The entirety of the 150,000 was recognized as an expense in 2018. Do you follow? So was there an insurance expense recognized in 2019? The answer is no. Because again, the entirety was recognized already in 2018. But should there have been an insurance expense in 2019, class? Yes, because the 150,000 is for 2018, 19, and 20. So, what's the correct scenario here? There should have been insurance expense in 2019 in the amount of 50,000. But as what we have established earlier, this was not recognized. So what does that mean? Our total expenses was understated. And if your expenses are understated, what will happen to your net income? Income would be overstated. So there is another overstatement of 50. And again, as prudent students, class, you should read the entirety of the problem. Proceed to the next paragraph. On December 31, 2019, so definitely this would be relevant for 2019 and not relevant in 2018. Fully depreciated machinery was sold for 250,000 cash, but the sale was not recorded until 2020. So it was only recorded in 2020, meaning delayed recording, class. But when should it have been recorded, class? It should have been recorded in 2019 because the transaction happened in 2019. Okay. The question now is, does this even affect our net income? Yes, class. The problem expects you to figure out that if you're selling a fully depreciated asset, class, whatever you receive for it will constitute a gain on your part. Because if it's fully depreciated, what does it mean? Its carrying amount is 0. But you were able to sell it for 250. So when you sold it, class, your entry would be, assuming, just to simplify the illustration, class, your entry would have been debit, cash, 250,000, and credit, gain on sale in the amount of 250,000. Why do I say that's the simplified entry lang for the sale? Because when you sell the asset, class, you will have to recognize the related accounts. And what accounts am I talking about? What the machinery account and the accumulated depreciation. So the complete entry here should have been debit cash, debit accumulated depreciation, credit machinery and credit gain in the amount of 250. But why did I omit that in the entry I mentioned earlier? Because we do not have any information as to the amount of accumulated depreciation and machinery. And besides, it is not relevant in our analysis. What is important here is that you are able to spot, class, that there should have been a gain on sale in the amount of 250. Okay, but since it was not recorded in 2019, that means in 2019, the gain was not recorded, even though it should have been recorded in 2019. And for that, what's the situation? Our gain, our net income must be understated in the amount of 250 due to an unrecognized or unrecorded gain on sale. So there will be an understatement of 250. So far, what do we have? Overstatement of 200, overstatement of 300, overstatement of 50. So total overstatement of 550. But we will offset that with our understatement of 250. So 550, am I correct, class? 550 minus 250 will give you 300. Is it over or under? Over. So the answer there would be letter B. Okay, next, what is the effect of the errors on retained earnings? Of course, class, the effect on the relationship between net income and retained earnings is direct. If net income is understated, retained earnings must be understated. If net income is overstated, retained earnings will also be overstated. But here, what are you supposed to apply here? You should know that the effect of your income on your retained earnings is cumulative. So if there is a misstatement in 2018 and in 2019, the net amount there would be the misstatement on your retained earnings. And what do we have in 2018, class? Over or under? Understatement in the amount of 250. And what do we have in 2019? Overstatement of 300. So what is the net effect? For the past 2 years, our net income is overstated by 50. So if in the past 2 years, our net income is overstated by 50, that means our retained earnings would also be overstated by 50. So the answer there would be letter C. Let's have 16-10. Hopefully we can finish this class. I only have 8%. Shannon Company, the questions are to compute for net income, meaning you correct the net income. 2018, 19, and then retained earnings. Okay. Let's see. Focus on 2018. First is ending inventory. Because I know I've already told you the simplified rule, class, but still, let's analyze. Ending inventory is understated. Ending inventory is to be deducted to your TIGAS. So if the amount deducted to your TIGAS is understated, the resulting cost of goods sold would be overstated. So if your cost of goods sold is overstated, then your net income must be understated. Okay, and how do you correct an understatement, class? Add. So we have to take note how to correct the misstatements because we are now asked for the corrected income. Whether are we given with the net income for 2018? I will just ask for the total effect. Okay. I thought we were asked to compute for the corrected net income. Okay, so what's the effect of the misstatement in your ending inventory in 2018, class? It will result in an understatement in your net income. So please take that down, class. Next, depreciation expense is again understated. So total expenses will also be understated. That means your net income would be overstated. Okay. Insurance expense is overstated. So that means total expense is overstated. Because of this, that means net income would be understated. Prepaid insurance is understated. Prepaid insurance is understated. And then That's it already, class. Because the reason your insurance expense is the reason your prepaid insurance is understated, class, it's because your insurance expense is overstated. Similar to the previous problem, you have recognized everything as an expense, even though some of those insurance is for future periods. Okay, what does this mean? At the time of payment, you use the expense method. At the end of the year, you should have prepared an adjusting entry recognizing a prepaid insurance. You should have prepared an entry debiting prepaid insurance and crediting insurance expense. Okay, so one effect lang to your net income for these two errors, class. So, is that everything we have for 2018? Next paragraph, on December 31, 2019, fully depreciated machinery was sold. So that's a 2019 transaction. No corrections have been made. Okay. So for 2018, what do we have? Due to the ending inventory, understatement of 160, overstatement of 60, and understatement of 100. So the net effect is 200,000 understatement. 2019, what do we have? Ending inventory is overstated. So that means the amount deducted your tigas is overstated. So that means your cost of goods sold is understated. So that means your net income is overstated. But again, what do I want you not to forget, class, especially if you're dealing with a subsequent year? Do not forget that the misstatement in the ending inventory in the previous year will serve as a misstatement in the beginning inventory for the current year. So aside from the 150, what else will we have? We will again have the 160. Okay? So, what's the analysis now? The 160 will serve as our beginning inventory. If beginning inventory is understated, that means the gas is understated. If the gas is understated, cost of goods sold would be understated. If cost of goods sold is understated, that means net income would be overstated. So we have two overstatements now from both the beginning and the ending inventory. Next is no error for depreciation expense. Insurance expense is understated, and I hope you understand why this is the case. Just similar to 16-9. Everything was recorded in 2018. Okay, but some of it should have been recorded in 2019. Okay, so that means, how do we correct this one? Expenses is understated. That means net income must be overstated. So another overstatement, class, 100,000 this time. Next, for the 2019 transaction. So this is very similar to the previous problem, class. Fully depreciated machinery was sold for 108,000. What are you supposed to pick out from this class? That you should have recognized a gain on sale in 2019 in the amount of 108,000, but which you failed to do. So since you failed to recognize a gain on sale, that means your net income must be understated in the amount of 108,000. So for 2019, what were the misstatements, class? 150 from the ending inventory, 160 from the beginning inventory, 100 from your insurance expense. Total overstatement so far would be 410. And then deduct the understatement of 100. 410 minus 108 will give you 302,000 overstatement. Number 3, retained earnings. We're only asked for 2019, so this would be cumulative. What would be the cumulative effect of the misstatements in our net income in 2018 and 2019? What was the misstatement in 2018, class? Understated by 200. And what was the misstatement in 2019? 302,000 over. So the net effect would be 102,000 overstated. Next question, working capital. And this is where the problem expects you to know. How then do you compute for your working capital, class? Okay, it's even possible that you have not encountered this in your intermediate accounting, but working capital is your current assets minus current liabilities. This is more of a question in your management accounting class. Working capital is equal to current assets minus current liabilities. So what's the scenario here? For 2019, what's the situation? This means, class, you're expected to know what comprises your current asset class. And here you're expected to know that ending inventory will be part of your current assets. And what's the situation for our current assets in 2019? It is overstated by 150. Do we take into account the 160 class? No. Just the December 31 balance class, just the ending balance. Next, depreciation expense is understated. What's the effect? If depreciation expense is understated, that means accumulated depreciation would be understated. If accumulated depreciation is understated, that means the carrying amount of your PPE is overstated. But you're also expected to know that PPE is not part of your current assets. Here, prepaid insurance. What was the scenario of your prepaid insurance? In 2018, it was under in 2018 it was overstated. In 2019 it was under prepaid insurance. In prepaid insurance class in 2018 it was understated. But what did the problem say in 2019? It did not say that it was misstated anymore. So meaning there is no error in your prepaid insurance by 2019. Why? It was already canceled out by the end of 2019. So there will be no error here. Okay? But what else could be affected, class? The sale class. How does the sale affect our current assets? We already established that machinery is part of your PPE and PPE is not part of your current assets. How could this transaction affect our current assets? It would be the cash class. But the problem did not say that our cash is understated. It does not have to be said, class, because you receive cash, correct? But when did you record the cash receipt? Only in 2020. So if you compare your cash count and the amount of cash in your records, your cash would be understated. Okay, you received cash, but you did not record the cash. So your cash would be understated by how much? 108,000. So ending inventory was overstated, and then cash is understated. So the net amount will be how much, class? 150 minus 108 will give you 42,000 over statement. Let's just end here.